forget what we're here for.
We're here for a podcast?
We're here for our work. Yeah, I forget this is work.
All right, you guys hear the music. You know what time it is.
Just shoot me.
I am your co-host, Ché, a.k.a. Ché the Shooter.
I'm Kristin, the co-host of this hot mess.
Hot mess. Let's go.
Hot garbage.
Hey, we're hot garbage, but we got whiskey.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers, friend.
I think I washed these out enough.
Yeah, and I think they're good. The whiskey cleans them. And
It does.
I haven't eaten anything all day, so I'm going to
either.
try to slow down on the drinking today because so if you don't see me sipping as much as I normally do, it's okay. I'm being responsible. So that's that.
Sorry, that's my phone. We're professional, but my husband also wants to go to lunch today, so.
Tell Brendan to go fly a plane.
He's off today. He's got to burn some leave.
Oh, yeah.
It's that time of the year.
That time of the year. So speaking of, we're going to just jump right in. Speaking of that time of the year, Speaking of Brandon, speaking of planes, we have big news. It's bittersweet. I'm not a hater, but I'm a hater. So,
I've got
I don't
nothing
want
but
you to
hate.
I never want you to leave. Stay here forever. But on that note, I'm going to turn it over to Kristin because she has big news.
I have very big, horrible, gut-wrenching news that actually this is great news for for our family. Everyone knows we're military by this point, and we did not expect this kind of news to come so quickly, so to speak. We've been here for about 4 years now, and at this point, people, of course, know we're military, yes, like I said, and we are PCSing, which means we're moving. We're moving to Oklahoma.
There is a sad sound on here, but I don't know which one it is, so if this isn't it, sorry. Yeah.
Why is it not the blue one? Why is it yellow? Yellow means happy.
I don't know, but that was the right one.
Okay, well, good job. This is it's called an involuntary move, so we didn't sign up for it.
Yeah.
You know that. So, but this is a good thing for my husband and his career. This is it's a teaching position. He'll be teaching other pilots how to fly, and this is something that without going into too much detail, something that he would love and is going to love. It's his favorite plane to fly. He is so looking forward to this. Of course, when I found out this news, I'll tell you a little backstory here. So we have a history of our anniversaries of getting bad news. And this actually all started on our first date. Our very first date,
The first anniversary.
The very first anniversary, he broke the news to me that he was deploying in about 3 weeks. So we had a lot to learn about each other in 3 weeks. And obviously we decided to stick it out because we wouldn't be here otherwise. So we actually had a date-iversary date a month back, where we went out to a restaurant, for lunch or whatever during his lunch break, and went on a date. And I was talking about that, actually. I said, hey, do you remember on our first date how you broke this horrible news to me about you deploying? And he goes, well,
funny you should bring that up.
He goes, to keep up with tradition, and he breaks out this little piece of white paper. And I thought he was joking. I just was having a great day. I went and I bought a new saddle for my new horse, which was, again, other great news that we had to share. I was having an awesome day, and he busts out this little piece of white paper with a pen, and he goes, we need to prioritize where we're PCSing next. And I looked at him.
I could see Brandon's awkwardness.
You could see the scared look in his eye.
I could totally picture him and
it was
please don't hurt me.
Right. And I'm sitting there staring at him thinking he's joking because this would be a Brandon joke, right?
Yeah,
would think. And a part of me though, and I think that's what he expected, me to overreact and be really upset and sad because we're about to enter wedding season, and I'm really, that would be my first reaction, would to be panic, cry, in a restaurant. I don't care where we are. I would probably cry. But there actually was a sense of calm that came over me. And I looked at the list and I said, and he had it labeled, all the locations, and he had on the top what it was for. And it was his plane, and it was a instructor pilot position. And I said, this is what you want. Like, this is what you wanted if we had to go. And he said, yes. Like, and he made it clear. He said, I want you to know I did not put in for this. Like, again, saving his ass, which was fine.
CYA.
It's smart man.
Yeah.
And I said, I understand. Like, that's okay, because we would have talked about this. If he was going to put his name in for anything, we would talk about this. I don't think he would ever have done anything that stupid. So we kind of ignored our lunch a little bit and selected, within
order of
an hour. I mean,
dream sheet.
It was our dream sheet. Yeah, it was the dream sheet. And the fact that they gave us that option too was big. Not everybody gets that option either, especially right away when they have positions to fill. My husband's worked very, very hard in his career, and to be a respected member in his, community. Yeah. So, they gave him options, and that was nice. And so within that hour, we researched on our phones all the locations. We hit up people that we knew in those locations, and we said, what do you think about these places? We looked at school systems. I looked at horse property. I looked at the
priorities.
And I looked at the wedding communities and all those. Within that hour, we had a lot to research, because by the end of, I think it was like 4:00, so we had maybe 3 hours. He had to give his commander his priorities, because his commander had to pick that day. Like, we did not have time. I mean, usually we get, you know how it is. We usually get time. Yeah. We had no time. And so Brandon said that, we picked, obviously Oklahoma was going to be our number one. The place that we did want to be our number one was in Texas, where we were for pilot training, because we know the area, we know the people, how it works. But the more we thought about it, Oklahoma was a better option for us. The school system was better that we wanted to go to. Okay. The community seemed better as well, the more people that we talked to in that short amount of time. And it was new, and we wanted to try something new, which, me, is not something I would normally jump for. I like what I know. I don't like change. So we made our selection, and luckily, because Brandon, and his commander, I guess, they spoke, pulled some strings, we were able to get what we selected, which is not always, you know how it is with dream sheets. It's not always the case. It happened
to me. I didn't get to go where I wanted to go.
Exactly. And this is the second time that we've been able to make this work. So it also is close enough to a major airport that I get to fly back, which is something we're going to also discuss today. Because the number one thing that was my biggest concern was my business.
Absolutely.
And the team. And it's funny because when Brandon went back to work, I think his commander actually asked him, like, okay, so I know about your wife's business. How does she feel? Like, almost like he was kind of afraid, like I was going to kind of walk in and speak my piece, which I very well.
You're like a mafia member. Like
a little bit. Like, I mean, you know me, I'm very, I'm aggressive when I go for what I want and stuff. And I've worked very, very hard with this, and what I built. And you know how the rest of the day went. The very first call I made was to you guys, was to the team. I got in the car, and 20 minutes before I called the team, or I messaged you guys. I said, in 20 minutes, I'm going to call you guys. Yep. If you're not at work and you're not busy, I need you guys to answer. And I've never done that before with you guys. So
I knew exactly what it was.
You knew what it was.
I was like,
and I think Jen had a hunch too. And so I think like 5 of you guys answered, 4 or 5 of you answered. And, we sat in the car and I told you guys, and you guys were so amazing when I was just like, it's up to you guys. Do we keep the team going or do we close it down? Like I personally would love to keep this going. Yeah. And everybody was like, absolutely. Like there wasn't a question.
Yeah, for sure.
So right then and there, I said, okay, then this is what we're going to do. Because my husband and I talked about it. If I were to ever have to move, I'm flying back for work. There's no question about it. So that was the biggest decision that we needed to make, and we made it a long time ago, is that
nice.
I am going to continue booking weddings out here, and I'm going to fly back for those weddings. No travel fees for my couples, because I'm just going to book those weekends up completely, and it's just going to even itself out,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. If you have a full weekend.
Because it's not their fault.
Yeah.
You know, it's nobody's fault. So luckily we're in a position that we can do that. My family lives out here. I can stay with them. We've decided we're going to leave one of our cars out here, so I don't have to rent a car every time I'm back, which is nice because I get another car out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Bonus for me. And I get a truck too.
Nice.
Because we have to haul hay.
Oh, yeah.
So no, it's working itself out. It seems to be right now. We have a call with the realtor today. We're going to get a jump on this. I think the next question people are going to be wondering is like, when is this happening? I still have 11 more months out here. So I'm not leaving anytime soon. I think originally when all this was happening, Brandon thought we were leaving in the winter. Like this is a winter PCS. Luckily, we got everything pushed back. So he's going to be leaving in March for training. So it'll be me and the kids and stuff are going to stay out here. They can finish school, which is great.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be leaving next August.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah, probably the beginning of August because of school too.
Hopefully
when they start school
that's
out
the
there.
plan.
Yeah.
You know, and then my first wedding back out here is going to be mid-September.
There you
So,
go.
I mean, we need to move soon enough so I can get things situated. But
back. You won't be gone long.
I won't be gone long, and it's going to feel like I'm not gone. It's because I'm going to be back. You know, I'll be coming back for like maybe 2 weeks at a time. I want to try and book those 2 weeks heavily, go back home, and then come back, maybe go back home for like 2 or 3 weeks, rinse and repeat. So like 2 weeks here and this will be just during like the busy season. Obviously in the summer and stuff, this isn't going to be a thing unless I do like the occasional wedding or something, then I'll just book that week like crazy and then go home for like a month and a half or so. We're choosing to look at this as if this is my turn to deploy. I've been
there you go.
through.
Let's go ahead and look at it.
Yeah, I've been through Brandon's deployments. I think we've gone through 4 or 5 together now. And he'll go anywhere from 3 to 6 months or whatever. And he goes on TDYs all the time. It's my turn.
Yep.
So, and the kids are of an age that they understand. My son can babysit now. So it's a good time to do this. And I'm not ready to close down what we've built.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome that you guys, I've already talked about it and everything. And then, just kudos to you for being so supportive because that's a tough thing to do. You know what I mean? I know being a military spouse is tough.
Well, it's always, and how it is, the job comes first, the country comes first kind of thing. As cheesy as that may sound.
It does sound cheesy, but
we don't get a choice. They don't get a choice.
Yeah.
You don't get a choice when you sign up. You get a choice to sign up, but you don't get a choice what happens next.
Yeah.
Because it's, whatever they need, and this is what they needed. So.
Military property.
You are military property. So, gosh, you can't even go to a doctor without them telling you which one.
It's a real thing.
It is a real thing. So, at this point, I'm less stressed out. I mean, I'm losing sleep over it for sure, but it's not things. It's actually not business related at all.
That's good.
I'm 100% confident in everything back here. You guys, the team at work, I'm comfortable with that. I mean, they have very established people out there with the wedding community, so trying to get my foot in the door out there is going to be difficult, but I mean, I'm more concerned about little things like trying to find a good vet for my horses and stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, I feel okay, I think.
Nice. Well, it'll be fun. It'll be a nice new challenge. It's always fun to try new things and, do new things. So it'll be exciting.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to visiting Oklahoma.
Absolutely. We'll hopefully have a room for you.
Yeah.
If not, we'll have the stable. You can sleep in the hayloft.
I can sleep in the hayloft.
That's Steven's spot.
Yeah.
Steven keeps saying I was like, you can come out and second shoot. He's like, absolutely. That's what I want to do. I was like, I don't know where I'm going to put you, but you'll be somewhere.
Yeah, he needs to work on his business here.
Yeah. We'll get him. He's there. He's all over the place. We love you, Steven. Don't tell him I said that.
He'll hear you.
I guess. If he even listens to these. We don't know if
I'm sure he does. He has nothing else to do.
Burn. Burn.
All
But
right.
so I think change is a very crucial part with our business.
Yeah.
Even if you're here for a long time. I think it's
No, definitely change, as just with change as things just change, whether, not only with personally with families growing or moving or anything like that, but also there's a lot of change in the way the industry is, whether it be moving more towards social media kind of stuff, or maybe whether it be just the different styles and different things are changing. We are in a technology based business, so things are always changing, always evolving. We talked about last time AI and all that comes along with that, so everything's always changing, so you got to be able to pivot and reroute sometimes.
Did you see those pictures I posted of the groomsmen throwing shots that I do?
Yeah.
The AI ones.
Yeah, where you put
So I finally played with it. I'm not sold on it, man.
Yeah,
the dog one was good.
The dog one was funny.
Trying to change the groom into a superhero was just atrocious.
Yeah.
I'm just not sold, but
yeah, it's like anything else. It's going to get better and better, and we'll probably, for those of you watching, maybe we'll throw those pictures on the YouTube site where you can see the pictures
for Josh.
Yeah, but it's definitely going to get better and better, and it's going to become more common.
Yeah, it'll be good. And speaking of change though, with the family aspect, because that plays a significant role with our businesses. I know a lot of people in the wedding industry right now are pregnant.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Tons of them. We have a ton of makeup artists right now that are pregnant and all do it like the same time.
Oh wow, that's going to be interesting.
So it'll be, I know that people are always scared about like starting their families and stuff in the wedding industry, because it's like, when's a good time, and trying to jump back in afterwards, but it's absolutely doable. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's doable. I mean, I have 2 little ones.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. You're just kind of come whenever.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it's my life right there.
It really is. No, change is great. Big change.
Big change, but
it's important to set those goals and expectations.
And also, as change segue, the season is changing. We're going from our slowest time of the year to our busiest time of the year. And so that is also a fun change and exciting and kind of, we shot a couple weddings so far this season kind of, but it's starting to ramp up.
I have 4 this weekend.
Oh yeah, it's ramped up.
It's my gut hurts.
It
hurts.
That first wedding, we've talked about this before, that first wedding back, going into the season I'm always a little bit more nervous than them. I'm nervous at every single wedding,
right.
But I'm always a little bit more nervous going into that first one, that I'm gonna like forget how to do something, or be slower at transitioning and things like that.
Well, and it's funny you say that, because I've actually been a little I forgot a crucial set of shots at this last wedding that I did.
Oh.
And it wasn't really that I forgot. It's I strategically placed them throughout the day, because our timeline was so all over the place, because we were at 2 different locations. We had a church, and then we had the reception in a different spot.
Yeah.
And I got the groupings throughout the day. I did get them. So it's not like I forgot. But when it came time to do the bridal party photos, how I usually do like the groupings of like groomsmen, then I'll do the individuals, and then I go to the bridesmaids and individuals. Well, all of her bridesmaids were her family. They were all the sisters. She had 8 sisters. She had a huge family. And then all the groomsmen were his friends minus 1 brother. So I knew she wanted to get all individual photos with her sisters, but we didn't have time to do that at the church, because we had 10 minutes to do family shots.
I hate when that happens.
It was horrible. We had no time.
They booked those churches back to back to back.
Well, they do. They had, and we were running way behind, though, because their church ceremony was so long. Catholic ceremonies are usually an hour long. Theirs was an hour and a half long.
Well, that's a full mass. Sometimes they do a full mass.
They did a full mass.
Yeah.
Plus, they had some little extra things in there. And then the ceremony itself was beautiful. It was great. But they had everything, plus the lasso, plus all of it. And,
coins
and the talking, and it was a lot. And by no fault of theirs. I mean, it just was a longer ceremony. So it ran over into the confessional time. So we had to really like scoot, plus driving to the reception area. So
been there, done that.
Yeah. So I ended up not being able to get a full grouping of just the groomsmen. But I did get the bride and groom and the groomsmen. But I'm still like kicking myself over it because I'm like, no, usually I do a lot of really fun groomsmen shots. And I just couldn't get those in because we just really had zero time. But we did get like groomsmen shots of them. Like we did the NFL walk, like with them coming up. And then we did like a group photo of them afterwards with that. And then we did some group shots of them like taking shots at the house. I mean, we got those, but I didn't get like that formal one of just him and the groomsmen. We got the grouping ones with the bridesmaids and the groomsmen, but it's not my style. It's not my, And to me, like, they might not notice. Other people aren't going to notice. But to me, I'm kicking myself over it and I'm hating myself over it. But I think the big thing is, like, people are always like, oh, brides are so nervous on their wedding day. And, like, no. We, photographers, we're the ones that carry that entire thing on our shoulders. Because if we forget something, we miss something, it's on us.
It's on us, for sure.
And that to me, like we are the most stressed out people on that day. And even if we carry it well, it's us. It's us.
So. Yeah, I mean, and that's what happens too. And even in the middle of wedding season, it's tough because, it's kind of like the Mike Tyson thing. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Right.
And so you have this, timeline, you have this, order of things, the way you like to do things. So you have all these things that in your mind, like how it's going to flow, you kind of envision how it's going to go. And then things start not going that way, whether it be little things here and there. And when you are, rusty because you haven't been shooting, it's sometimes that's just enough to kind of throw off things.
Right. And I know some photographers throughout the summer in Arizona will not shoot weddings because it's so hot. It is so hot. But I still will pick up the occasional one because I won't go into a busy season that rusty. Yeah. Like and some people are great and they can think on their feet and they can do that and they'll be fine. I personally can't. Like I have to keep going even with like if I only get one in June or one in July, that one in July is going to keep me at least greased up enough that I'm going to be fine.
Going 2.5, 3 months without shooting a wedding.
Right.
Same with me.
Can't do that.
I usually have 2 or 3 throughout the summer that are nice to kind of keep things going and keep you fresh.
Yep. I mean, that's important, and it helps me kind of set those expectations too for myself coming into the busy season, like knowing
what's coming.
Yeah.
We'll be, so moving forward, the next few episodes, we're going to be talking about this more because we're going to be in wedding season. So we'll be talking about the trials and tribulations that we deal with throughout the season, because there's going to be ones that come up all the time. There's always things.
There's always things.
But, and then, I'm not really the smartest person. So, of course, I've made life a little bit harder by not adding a kid this year. So that's good.
You did. You didn't. Good job.
No, yeah. So, but also, yeah.
Where's the clapping?
But I did add 2 LED dance floors.
Oh my
and
God.
Those are a lot of work.
Yes. But the stress getting up to this point, though, it was worth it, right?
Yeah. It was definitely stressful.
They're amazing.
They're super cool. I'm super excited. Super, we're gonna have. It's just cool.
Will they be out for your daughter's birthday party this weekend?
No, I think I'm gonna put it away. Like it's out right now, but I think I'm gonna put it away because I don't know. I'll talk to Katie. I'm not in charge of that kind of stuff. If she says to keep them out, then we'll keep it out. But I'm pretty sure she's gonna want it gone because it's not. She wants it like it's a boho thing, which is cool.
Okay.
And she wants it all. It's girly.
It's girly. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and so
it'll be cute.
It will be. It'll be fun. It'll be cute. Sure, there'll be lots of pictures.
Are you going to be taking the pictures, or are you going to be enjoying the
I'm going to
party?
be taking the pictures, it seems like, because she asked me yesterday, she goes, are you going to just take pictures? I'm like, I guess so. Maybe I'll
hire Evan.
Yeah, maybe I'll hire Evan you won't see this before the party, but I'll probably call Evan. Evan is, I just want to give a good shout out to Evan. I called Evan on Monday evening after I talked to you. I called Evan before I talked to you, and then he didn't answer, and then I talked to you, and then, but Evan stepped up and came to Phoenix and helped me shoot.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, that big project I had in Phoenix. And kicked butt, and so that was nice. He kind of came up and helped out, which was huge.
Good.
And then we went to sushi afterwards, which was awesome. Yeah, I was like, dude, I appreciate you. Like, what do you want to eat? Let's go eat. You pick. He's like, I want sushi. So I asked the people at the company, and they were like, hey, these are two good sushi places.
Oh, nice.
And we went to one, and then it was bomb. So that was fun.
Good. That's awesome. Yeah, Evan's great people.
And it just reassured me that Phoenix is not reassured. It drove home that Phoenix is just too big. It is.
I hate Phoenix.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
sorry,
too big.
but
I'm like, the girl was like, oh yeah, there's this. These are right around the corner, and
it's 20 minutes later.
Yeah, 20 minutes later on the freeway for 15 of those minutes. I'm like, this is far.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So, but it was good. Evan, thank you so much. And yeah, it was really cool. So
good.
And Evan, and we'll have to put Evan's not to keep talking about Evan, but we need to put his website on, because he's doing those portraits and stuff.
Because he went to Portrait Masters.
Portrait Master.
Yeah, I wish we could have gone, but
I know.
we had our stuff going. But we'll have to. I'm trying to convince Brandon though about WPPI, because it turns out he leaves the next week.
Oh,
so that's the only reason we would not go this year.
Well, I'm going this year, so you guys have to go.
I'll go.
Yeah,
I will still go. Sorry, Brandon, I'm still gonna go.
We gotta, because we didn't get to last year because of me, but we gotta.
I went. We
gotta do the podcast from WPPI.
See, yeah, we need to, because that's his. Okay, he didn't answer for lunch yet, so we have to go for work. Yeah. Brandon.
And I think if we set it up, we can talk about this later, but I think if we call ahead and try to figure out, they have like little podcast area. They have a whole area where you can like go do podcasts from there.
Check out at a booth. Check out a booth.
Yeah.
Let's look into that.
Justin, get us a booth. Justin, hook it up.
Justin, we need it. Here, I'll even cuss. Justin, be our bitch, please. Please help us.
Yes. Help, please.
No, I think that'd be awesome. But yeah, his only qualm really is that he leaves the next day, and then obviously he Mr. Frugal here, and he's just like, well, we have to get the house, and then we're going to Ireland in 2 months, so
yeah,
his wallet is
maybe he shouldn't go to Ireland because of everything
y'all keep
going
trying to each one of you keep. I'm not going to be surprised if I show up to the airport and one of you is there.
Yeah, well, the only thing, Steven's the only one. Well, Evan could probably.
Evan could fit in a suitcase.
Evan actually could probably fit in a suitcase better than Steven.
Well, and I'm panicking now because I'm trying to figure out how to pack everything I need for 2.5 weeks into just one suitcase during the cold and rainy season.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
going
a
to be
classic
very
overpacker,
difficult.
so I'm not the person to talk to about that.
No, me neither.
I'd have like 3 bags.
Me too. And Brandon can live off the same pair of jeans and 3 shirts for 2.5 weeks. I cannot do that.
And I'd have to tell the couple, like, hey, I'm going to have 3 bags. I'm bringing my luggage, and it's Louis.
And it's Louis luggage. Oh my God! If I showed up with Louis luggage, Brandon would be like,
"That's a football reference," but some people will get that. But
no, I didn't get it. But
it's okay.
I still want Louis luggage.
Yeah, I don't have Louis luggage for the record.
I'll take some Louis luggage. Yeah. But so yeah, I leave for Ireland here in less than 2 months now, and
you're going to shoot a wedding.
And I'm going to shoot a wedding.
Yeah, it's actually super cool. It's super fun.
Yeah, it's actually work. It's not just vacation, but we're going to use during the busy season. We are going to take 2 weeks. No, not 2 months. 2 weeks to take the honeymoon we never got to take.
Yeah, there you go.
So we're going to go out. I'm shooting a wedding in a castle, which is just awesome, and I still don't believe this is actually happening. I think until we actually pull up and I see my couple there. And it's funny because I know the couple because we've met and I've shot their engagement photos, and they paid for that, and they've paid for our ticket, they paid for everything, and I still just do not believe, James and Stacy, that this is happening.
James and Stacy don't want to hear that.
They don't want to hear that. I still just don't believe, and they are the most amazing people. And this is what we could talk about big time today. This was all from a referral.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who are in this industry wonder how to really get their name out there. And a lot of people think that ads are the way to go. We don't live in really that era anymore, I don't think. I spoke to somebody who second shot for me a couple weeks ago. Craig, he was amazing. He did a great job. But all of you guys were busy, so I had to outsource here. And you know what? He can give all y'all run for your monies.
Hey, I'm not the best. I'm not the best photographer in the world.
I'm not. Not even that. You guys are. I would never replace any of you guys, but he was really, really good.
Nice.
He was fun, and he would make a great addition to the team. But he has his own stuff. He was wonderful. But the only reason I say that is that he was asking me a lot too about kind of like how we run things, and he has a big following, and he has a great business. But it kind of put into a perspective for me too that we have our thing, and our thing is amazing.
Yeah.
But the people out there too who are on the same level as us as well are struggling with the same things that we do too. With like, okay, how do we get our name out there?
Yeah.
Which we, in a way, don't necessarily need to do because we have a great referral-based system. And I think that is a big thing that sets us apart from a lot of people is we have that because we have a certain thing with our brand in a way that, yes, we can deliver a good product, but we also have a great experience with people. We are a lot of fun. And all it takes really from the start with people is you have that one good client that you have a great time with, and all they want to do is just share that experience with people. Yeah. And then it gets to the next person, and then the next person. Because if you notice, we get a lot of people in the same friend pool too. Yeah. So we'll show, I know I have a wedding in December who I know I'm going to know a ton of the people that are guests there because I've shot their weddings.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what it takes now. And plus with Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that, it's free advertising.
Yeah.
You're using hashtags, you're sharing posts. That's what it takes. So if it ever looks like I share a ton or if I post a ton, that's free advertising for my business. I'm sharing my work.
Yeah.
Cameron will say like he gets told all the time like hashtags don't work. That's bullcrap because I track where my business comes from based on my contact forms. And 30% of my business comes from Instagram.
Wow, that's really good.
And it's free.
Yeah.
I don't pay for the ads. And now some people, I'm not saying they don't work. I'm not saying like, paid ads don't work. Like Google, if you're on a website or whatever, and you can sometimes see, based on whatever the directive is, you'll see a certain photographer or something pop up or whatever. They paid for an ad, and that'll work. That'll work for people.
There's different recipes for everybody.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, referrals is they're the most powerful. They're the most powerful. Because a referral is not only a referral, but it's a validation of who you are. When somebody who got married and they're talking glowingly about their wedding and they say, yo, you should use my photographer. That's instantly right there. They've seen your pictures online. They've seen their friends' pictures. So that's an instant, you're pretty much going to get that gig as long as,
absolutely.
As long as you follow up and, do the things you got to do. So my business is, I'm not on social media.
You are never on.
I don't post. I post here and there.
But I have never been out with you anywhere where somebody didn't come up to you and say, oh my God, hi, Ché. And it's because you shot their wedding or you've shot somebody something.
Yeah.
Everybody knows you for something that you've shot.
So I definitely agree with you 100% because my business is really, referral business based on, being in Tucson so long, shooting for so long, shooting so many different things too. So I meet so many different people. So yeah, Katie always says like, we never go anywhere without people knowing you.
We can't. And it's true. I mean, God, even going to like, going to lunch or something.
Well, we went to Sonoyta.
Yeah, we were in Sonoyta and people, Ché. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, we can't go anywhere. We can go out of state. If you can visit me in Oklahoma, and I guarantee somebody's going to know who you are.
I've been working hard. I've been working hard for some years.
But that is what you want.
Yeah,
that's what you want. You don't want somebody to approach and be like, "Oh, I know you jacked up my." No, that's never.
You ruined the best day of my life.
The best day of my life. Like no, and that's what you want. Though,
yeah, absolutely.
And like I totally aspire to do that someday. Like to just be out and like everybody, everywhere we go, somebody to be like, "Oh my God, you shot my wedding," and blah blah blah. Like, but that's what you want.
Yeah.
And I've never had to pay for an ad, and if ever I have to, because my business is struggling, I will. But I'm fortunate enough that I don't have to do that because I'm not in that place. Like I feel like the product that we deliver is good. I feel like the experience we give is good. You know, I love to have fun with my couples. I want them to have a good day. I don't want them to stress out. I want everybody to have a good time and enjoy their day. And it shouldn't feel like a photo shoot all day.
No.
And I love when we can show up to our grooms. My favorite part is coming into like Star Dance or something and going into the groom's room and like introducing you and being like, Shay's going to be working with you guys today. And the very first thing they do is hand you like a shot of whiskey.
Yeah, they're like, here you go.
They're like, I heard you like whiskey. And I'm like, Shay, I may or may not have said that on our timeline call.
Thank you.
and then we just have a great,
no, for sure.
You know, I love that. It just makes the day that more memorable. For them, you know, and we still get a great product. I mean,
absolutely.
You know, at this point we can shoot with our eyes closed, you know.
You can.
I mean, you know, just guess. But I mean,
click. All that face detection, so we're fine.
We're fine. We have face detection on our cameras. We're good. You know, that does the work for us. But that's part of the experience, you know, and a lot of people trying to get into wedding photography and stuff, you know, I think 50% of the job is that.
Yeah, so. For sure. Referrals are, you know, they're definitely key. And I think, you know, I do a lot of commercial stuff, and whenever I'm doing, you know, commercial shoots and FAQ videos and the different things that I do for the commercial stuff, all the businesses say the same thing. Like, you know, I was doing a steel company up in Phoenix, and their thing was like referrals. That's what they want, referrals. You know, so you know, it's no matter what business you're in, it's a good thing to get those referrals. So.
Well, it doesn't even just apply to, you know, corporate and wedding too. It's everything. I mean, when you're shooting a family or God, I love that our job, like, we're the only job that can say that when we're shooting a family.
Yeah,
you know, but you can't say it on Facebook or you get like flagged.
Oh, I was wearing a shirt, and I was wearing our shirt, and I was doing a tour at Park, and I opened the door, and the dad comes in, and he has a camera, and he's like, as soon as I open the door, he just like starts taking pictures of me, and I'm like, okay, I'm cool with it, but why are you taking pictures of me? He's like, your shirt says just shoot me.
Oh,
like,
what an ultimate dad.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I that's right. I thought that was comedy.
There's an older lady at the barn, and every time I wear this, like the Just Shoot Me shirt, she always makes a comment, and I'm like, I don't know if she's starting to get delirious and just like can't remember that she always makes a comment on it, but she always like says something like, now in these days you can't wear a shirt like that, and I'm like, well, I'm not, you know, not going out in the ghetto.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, exactly.
You know,
I don't know what kind of life you think I live.
I'm like, I don't know what, you know, I'm just at the barn, lady. Like, relax. Like,
exactly.
Just chill out. I'm just here to ride my horse.
Speaking of barns, I did a shoot yesterday at a arena, a horse arena, and it was.
I wasn't invited.
It was in Phoenix. I did invite you, but you're busy when I said you want to come shoot with me in Phoenix.
Oh, I didn't know you were still in Phoenix for that. Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was an amazing.
That's fine.
It was an amazing facility. Really, really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good one.
Good one.
You can send me pictures.
Oh yeah, I'll send you pictures when I finish editing.
No, like you didn't even think to send me like selfie pictures. Just be like, oh my God, you would love this.
Yeah, they had. Yeah, I should have. It was hot, and I was trying to get my job done.
Oh, okay, well, fine. Rude.
And I was trying not to spook any horses because I was flying the drone, and I was like, the lady was really cool. She was like, I was like, hey, I know you have horses over there. Is it okay if I fly the drone? And she was like, I can totally get around it if I can't, you know. And she was like, oh yeah, you know. She was like, thank you for asking. We had a guy come, and he had a drone, and he tried to fly through the stables.
Oh, don't do that.
And I was like, why? And she's like, I know. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
There's a lot of vet bills that'll.
Yeah, I was like, I won't do that. I'll be far away shooting it from this arena was massive, so it's like I have to be so far away to shoot it anyway. So.
Oh yeah.
But it was really, really cool. Right in the middle of Scottsdale too.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it was legit.
Scottsdale and Queen Creek have really nice ones. Especially Queen Creek actually is really.
I didn't realize how
heavy.
big Scottsdale is. Like it's massive. So.
I mean, it's Phoenix, you know. We digress.
Yeah,
right?
enough of that. That's what we do.
But no, I mean, even you know, the experience too with like, you know, family shoots, maternity shoots and stuff. I mean, you're capturing these moments for people, and you're not just showing up with the camera and giving directions. I mean, you're building relationships with people, especially kids, you know.
Yeah.
Kids don't want to be there. They don't
No.
want to pose. They don't want to smile, especially like
And you have a small window of
you have
time.
a small window of time, of course. Especially toddlers, you know, you really have a small window of time. You're lucky to get 15 minutes out of them, and you know, if you can stretch it, you're lucky. But the more fun you have with them and stuff, you know, when we did those minis for Maddie, I think Erica had those bubbles and stuff, which was such a good idea. Like,
Yeah, you could
bring
tell.
little things for kids, you know, if you're not sure, like. That's a seasoned photographer right there to know that.
I don't have
but
those kind of skills.
I didn't. I
wasn't ready.
Those, you
that was
know?
a fun shoot, though.
That was
That was a really fun shoot.
thing, and actually, Maddie's doing really good.
That's cool.
She's walking. She's great. She's those are the updates I have. And,
Yeah. Hopefully she'll be able to come to our holiday party.
Yes, we need to get. Oh, we got to get working on that. It's coming up.
It's coming up.
We have
got
a
the
date.
date. So
we have the date.
The date
That's
is
it.
kind of important.
So
we got the date.
We need to get that going. Gosh, we have so much we've got to do here.
Yeah,
I feel like the time's just going to pass, though.
It's going to go by fast. With the wedding season coming up, it's going to go by.
Wedding season's here.
Yeah, it's here. It's here.
Oh my goodness! But I think the last thing we wanted to kind of touch on here is setting expectations and goals. I've seen a lot of people kind of posting and talking about this now, especially because it's busy season.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the busy season doesn't really even just come for just like weddings and family sessions now. I've seen it kind of comes with like corporate stuff too. And I don't know if this is that true? Is that kind of?
Yeah, it is true. Like corporate. But it's also depending on the business.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of corporate stuff that I do a lot of is like summer and kind of this time of the year, because they're kind of gearing up to go into the holidays. They want to get
sure.
And it's everybody's slower time. So when people are slower, they're kind of thinking like, how can I drum up more business? So
that makes sense. So with goals and expectations and stuff for your business, I think it's important to set a couple things aside. Like a monetary goal is always good. How much do you want to make?
$1 billion.
$1 billion, zillion, gazillion. But you got to do the finger, the Dr. Evil finger. Set a monetary goal for yourself. Set something realistic, and then set something that's not that you feel is not realistic.
Yeah.
I remember my first monetary goal I set for myself. I thought was not going to be realistic, and then I doubled it.
I have a saying. I always have a saying, but I say this: if you don't have a dream, it can't come true.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like. Shoot for the stars.
Shoot for the stars.
That
Absolutely.
sounded super cheesy. The shoot for the stars part was not normally in my. But if you don't have a dream,
very Disney of you.
Yeah, but if you don't have a dream, it can't come true. So I agree 100%.
I like it.
Shoot for something that you don't think.
Set something high, because you can't get there and set yourself some smaller goals if you don't have that. You're not going to push yourself if you don't have that. Set yourself a monetary goal. Set yourself some. Creative goals too. I think that a lot of times when it's busy season, we don't have creative goals. I think a lot of times, we just kind of go through the motions. I've hit my monetary goals already, which is fine, great. But I want to hit some creative goals this time. I want to do something new at every wedding, which during the busy season, that's hard to do, especially when, I look into this weekend, especially. I'm like, okay, I've got 4 weddings this weekend.
Yeah.
That's hard to be able to wake up every morning and then be like, okay, I've got to get creative again. But that's why I have a second shooter. My second shooter can get the safe shots for me. I'm gonna take the Tim approach this weekend.
Yeah.
Steven, you're gonna get those safe. I'm with Steven all weekend. Steven, you're gonna get those safe shots for me, and then I'm gonna get creative. I'm gonna test the waters a little bit, and I want to get something really fun and creative for my couples, and also based on who they are.
Yeah. Personality.
Exactly. Like I've got some doctors coming up. I've got scientists coming up. I've got I want to get creative based on who they are as people. I know I've got a couple that they met at a dog park, and their dogs are their world, you know. I need to get creative with that and see what am I going to do with this, because the dogs are going to be at the wedding. So and I also have to not distract myself with just the dogs.
Yeah, you're going to be distracted.
I'm going to be
You're going to be all about the dogs. Don't forget about the bride and groom.
I did tell the bride and groom. I said that gallery is going to be mostly your dogs, and they said that was fine. So,
no, but you know, setting creative goals is super important, and not just, you know, you should definitely set them within the confines of whatever you specialize in.
Right.
But also creative goals for yourself as far as what you like to shoot or do on the other side, because you don't want to get to a point where you're burned out, or you don't want to get to a point where you feel like you're just going through the motions. Yeah. And so doing creative stuff, that kind of fulfills that side of you, that is not necessarily, if you're a wedding photographer, weddings. Right. It definitely helps kind of, really just kind of help you focus in and not get complacent at what you're doing, you know, as far as the day-to-day. Because I love to shoot weddings. I love it, but I love the corporate stuff, and I love to shoot landscapes and get out, because
you're so good at that.
It's so different than what I do all the time, and it's everything that I shoot is always on a schedule.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's
always on a schedule, and so it's nice to go out and shoot landscape where there's not a schedule. I'm out there doing what I'm doing, and I'm shooting when I want to shoot, and it's not on a schedule. So it's really kind of freeing and really relaxing. So yeah, find other things that kind of get you excited and you have fun with, because it will definitely help you in whatever your main job is and whatever makes the money.
And during the busy season, you're absolutely right. It is so easy for us to get lost in the chaos of whatever kind of busy season you do, family photos, wedding photos, whatever. And you can get creative in those, absolutely. Yeah. But whatever your passion could be on the side, like I love shooting wildlife.
Yeah,
that is
and
my,
you do really good with that.
That's my thing.
You got some cool shots.
I love to go out and sit out there and be patient and just look.
Totally different.
Just wait, and then I love to go out and I love to just like shoot my horses. And lately I've been trying to get I had Summer come out and we did a workshop. And
Summer's awesome, by the way.
Summer's amazing. She's so beautiful.
Every time I see her in the shoot, she's
like
just
a model.
Well,
she is a model.
She is a model.
She's like a model. She's like a what is she? She called herself like the. What did she say? Like something like the Sea Witch, the from Little Mermaid, like the a model sea witch or whatever she called herself. I don't remember, but it was so spot on. But she just always reminds me of a mermaid. She has that long, beautiful, dark, curly hair. It's just perfect. Yeah. Her skin's like that alabaster white. She's just beautiful. Yeah. And I had her come out and do a workshop where she modeled with one of my horses, and it was so nice to get out.
Yeah, I saw those pictures. Everyone posting those.
It was beautiful, and we've got to do one again with her. And I want to shoot her. Like I want to take a day where it's just not wedding content, and just get her out and just like go do that, and just get creative and get out of the element of what we're going to be shooting all wedding season from now until May, because it's it opens your eyes even so for what we do every day.
Yeah, because, it helps you. It's a my friend, we always talk about, things that, like those kind of skills are muscles. Yeah. And so like you're strengthening that muscle. Yeah. And so regardless of what you're shooting, you're always strengthening that muscle, and it helps you in all aspects. So yeah, absolutely. I agree. So you got to set your financial goals. You need to set your creative goals. You also need to set your mental goals, because I think a lot of times during the busy season, we get so stressed out and we forget about ourselves. So whether it's something that's going to help with your emotional and mental state throughout the week, that you're going to do for yourself. So my big thing that I like to do, I like to go to Lush and I get a bath bomb and I take a bubble bath and I read in the bathtub for like an hour, have a cocktail. That is my stress release. Nice. So whatever it's going to take, like reading is my big thing. And during the busy season, it's very easy to put my books down, sit at my computer, and just try and get things out. I have a very quick turnaround for galleries. You have a very quick turnaround for galleries. We always try and a lot of times we kind of put family and stuff to the side because we try and get these things out. Follow your contracts. We don't need to get things out earlier than our contracts. Yeah. We have 6 to 8 weeks or whatever it says in our contracts.
We need to focus on ourselves and our families.
Yeah.
So during the busy season, it is not detrimental that you get things out quicker than your contracts. And I'm looking at the camera and saying this to myself.
I'm talking to me.
I am talking to me. And I am talking to my team. We don't have to do that. All right.
Yeah,
We
for
have
sure.
contracts on purpose. Our couples absolutely understand. Okay. They go into this knowing and they understand. So set those financial goals, set your mental goals, set your creative goals. Goals, all right? And that's what they are. And if you achieve them, amazing. You're awesome at everything that you do anyway. Great. You're going to reach them. Reach for those stars. Be a Disney princess, like Ché said.
Yeah, be a Disney princess.
If you need help with any kind of goals, reach out.
Yeah.
I mean, we can absolutely help you set up your goals. By any means, whatever they are. I've been talking to actually Summer is one of the people that I've been kind of helping a little bit lately, because Summer not only is
shoots
she a
too,
model,
right? Yeah.
she's an amazing photographer.
Wow, I haven't seen a lot of her stuff, but I've definitely seen some
She has the
stuff.
eye, and she is wonderful. She was undercharging so much.
Oh yeah.
So much. And we talked about it. I sat her down, we talked about it, and I think we've worked out, and I know this is the hardest thing to hear for photographers. The hardest thing for us to hear is raise your prices. That is one of the hardest things.
I don't know. I think it's harder to hear you suck, but.
That's new. But nobody ever tells you you suck, Ché, because you don't suck. But nobody would ever tell her she sucks, because she's amazing at and she's also. Did you know she's also a very gifted painter? She's just. Summer, do you have
artistic.
a flaw?
She's artistic. I'm not.
She does not have a flaw.
I'm not artsy like that.
But no, we talked about it, and I was like, you need to raise your prices, because first of all, the clientele that she's going to. Everybody's going to hire her. And she's worth it. She's worth every penny. But her prices were so low for what she was offering. But and that is the hardest thing for us to hear as photographers, though. One of the hardest things anyway is raise your prices, because we're not sure, are people trying to maybe steal business from me because they just want to get that business from me because my prices are so low. B, am I really worth that? I don't think I'm worth it, because we are our biggest critics. I don't know how many times people told me to raise my prices in the beginning, and I didn't believe them, because I'm like, no, maybe they want my business, or maybe I'm just not good enough, or whatever. When I know, at least for me, when I'm telling you to raise your prices, if I'm mentoring you or whatever, you're worth it.
Yeah.
That is, to me, you're worth it. People are gonna take you seriously as a photographer if you raise your prices. If I'm telling you to.
You definitely, a really quick story, just because I just talked to my uncle about this actually the other day. When I was in Phoenix. So I was in Phoenix doing a big shoot, and I went to dinner, and I wanted some seafood, so I called this seafood place, and the seafood place, I was like, hey, I looked at their menu, and then I called to place an order, and I'm like, hey, I want a shrimp basket with shrimp and catfish and sweet potato fries. And they were like, okay, that's $13. I instantly got worried. I'm like,
right.
I'm not sure if this is going to be what I want.
Right.
I felt like it should have been more expensive. And, that goes the same with photography, with anything.
100%.
If somebody is looking at people and they see your photos and they see how good your photos are, and then you tell them, oh, I'm this much, and they feel like, I've talked to 5 other photographers that are in this, that the pictures look good and I'm happy with, and they're all $1,000 more expensive than you, they're going to be like, can they really do what I want them to do? And so it is important to have your price.
Reason.
Yeah,
there
it's
is
very important.
A reason. And you know what? And I'm just piggybacking off of that and jumping in, because I cannot tell you how many times I see in those wedding webs or Facebook groups, people will undercut us by $1,000 or whatever. There is a reason. Guys, there is a reason. So if you're a bride and groom, if you're by chance watching this, when you hear that old adage that says it is too good to be true, it is. Absolutely is. So you're going to get these people that are like, oh, I'm building my portfolio and this is why I'm charging this or whatever. They do not have the experience, and I'm so sorry they don't. You got to mentor with people when it's in this industry, because you know what? It's you have one shot to get it right.
Yep.
You don't get to go and redo a wedding.
All right. So I like this. Has been a nice, fluid kind of conversational episode.
Supposed to be, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. So it's supposed to be. We didn't have many notes. We just kind of rode with it.
You want to go to lunch? Because
what time is it? I got at 12 o'clock.
Where are you going?
I've got a plan for the party for my daughter.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I got the balloon person and all that
you need
stuff.
to tell me what she wants.
Yeah, I'll find out. But yeah, so thank you everyone for watching. We will be back soon. We're gonna start shooting more episodes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get on it.
When I move, the podcast is going to continue.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Every time I come back, we're going to be recording.
Yeah, so we're gonna be recording.
Don't worry.
We might do more recording now that she doesn't when she's not living here, because when she comes, we're gonna have to record. So,
yep.
But yeah, thank you everyone. Cheers, friend.
Cheers, friend.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Woo.
Thank you all for watching, listening, and until next time, go shoot something.
What? Go shoot something?
Yeah, go shoot something.
I'm Kristin.
I'm Ché, a.k.a. Ché the Shooter.
Thanks for joining us. Please make sure to follow, subscribe, like all of our stuff.
All the things. Do all the things.
And we'll see you next time.
All right. We're putting that in.
Please do.
That's so funny. I was like, is it recording? I like literally, I'm sure there's when they were like,
I know.
Panic on my face.
I know.